In this tutorial, we're going to learn what a list really is. So let's say a new list, and it's going to be a list of animals. Now this is it. You don't have to say list in any of your names. I'm just using it. And we use a square bracket to say that this is just a normal list. And we can say dog. And we can also say hen. So we could say whatever we wanted in this list. All we need to do is we need to have commas separating it. I could even have 1 in here, but that wouldn't be an animal, so I'm not going to add that. Now, if I go down here and I say for animal in list of animals, it is going to loop through dog and hen and make it so that animal is equal to first dog and then hen. So if I just print animal, then it will say, if I press F5, it will say dog, and then it will say hen. So it's doing exactly what I want it to do. Now, I can go down here, and I'm actually going to show you a different form of list, and it's actually called a dictionary in Python. So let's say we have another list of animals, but instead of list, it'll be a dictionary of animals. And I will use curly braces for this one because that's how you make a dictionary. And I can say dog and hen. But this time, I can say that the dog does something. So the dog walks, and the hen flies. We're just going to pretend that hens can fly, all right? So basically what this does is this makes a dog, and that's the key. So if I said dict animals, and I said curly brackets dog, this would return walks because the key is dog, and the actual value for that key is walks. If I said list animals, and I said 0, because it starts at 0, that is basically what it's doing. It's basically saying 0 is dog and 1 is hen. But we don't actually say this, it's just implied. So this would return dog, and this would return walks. So if I just print this now, just to make sure that we can actually see that it's working, and I'm going to get rid of this for loop, and I'm going to print list of animals 0 right here, we will know that this returns dog and this returns walks. So let's press F5 and run this, and it's going to say dog and then it's going to say walks. It's pretty self-explanatory. And what I can even do is I can just take out the values of each of these and make its own list. So I'll say list of actions equals dict animals, right? Dot values. That's a Python thing, and it basically just takes all the values here without worrying about what the actual keys are. And now if I print those, the list of actions, and I press F5, it's going to return walks and flies. So you can do a lot of stuff with this. You can make lists, and you can make dictionaries, and use them in different ways. Let's say you had a list of birthdays you need to remember. Just remember that you don't actually have to call a list. You could just say birthdays, honestly. I'm just going to say birthdays. And you just do this, and you say January 1st. You could say January 2nd. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make January 2nd equal to a variable. January 2nd equals January 2nd. This works too. This basically just replaces this here, right? But basically I'm just telling you that you can make this like 23, okay? You can have any sort of thing in this list that you wanted, and it would all work. That's what makes Python so interesting. And then I could say for I in birthdays. I'm just going to say birthday, and then I will say print birthday, and it's just going to print January 1st, January 2nd, and then it's going to print 23. Now if I press F5, there we go. January 1st, January 2nd, and 23. There's a ton of stuff you can do with lists.